me, it's kind of windy out here. I was tagged by Johnny from Jeep Things Outdoors, and I appreciate that tag, man, and I'm honored that you would choose me as one of your people. He tagged me in this tag. It's 10 YouTubers that I would like to have with me in a shit hits the fan situation, plus some tags. All these people I'm naming, I'm tagging. Now, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it was a fun tag. It's a fun tag, and also it kind of made me, you know, think. It kind of became kind of tough, you know, because I looked through a lot of people I'm subscribed to and things like that, and if I, you know, I could, there's like a top 50 I could pick, you know, seriously, a top 50, but it's only 10, and it was tough, but I narrowed it down, and I actually kind of put this into some kind of categories in a way too, though. So I'm going to start, and this is not necessarily in any order or anything like that. Popularity, it's nothing to do with anything like that, and because I like all my subscribers equally, really I do. Anyway, one, got my notes here. I got Ivarr Bergmann, Evasion Survival Alaska, and I'm going to explain, because like I said, I'm going to do this in a category. John from Alpha Charlie Concepts, and Brent from Brent 0331. I put those guys in one category because they are former military, they have those type of survival skills, and are big firearms guys. I'm a firm believer in firearms and using them and having them in a shit hits the fan situation, because I believe you're going to need them, because there's, you know, there's crazy people out there. But they have been in military, have been, even some of them I believe have seen combat. So, and some of them are still active with a lot of training and things like that going on. So they have tactics, they have the mindset, things like that goes on. They offer a lot of skills that way, and defensive situations and things like that. So those were guys who I, you know, would pick, because, you know, if you know my channel, I cover everything. You know, I do, you know, guns, bushcraft, survival, all of it together. And I believe all of it, you know, encompasses one or another in it, all that. But anyway, all right. But also, you know, each one of these people, I think a lot of the, let me just go with the list first. Okay. Trent, Panhandle Preparedness, excellent guy, very cool dude, thinks outside the box, thinks a lot, also does a lot, you know. So I believe that he would make a fine addition to anybody's team. Good guy too. Bob Wayne Yeager from One Foot in the Wild. And like I said, part of the categories is here is that you got Matt from Hat Bushcraft. Also, I want him in my group. And then Dave from Really Big Monkey 1. And I kind of put those three into one category too, even Panhandle Preparedness, because they're always, you know, they have a lot of skills, a lot of wood skills, a lot of bushcraft skills, survival skills, plants, identification, just all kinds of that stuff. So I mean, that would be a good, you know, combination to use with that kind of, to take care of that kind of situation. Now, also, and you know, part of that list is Garret Outdoors, and number 9 is Tim Jones. Tim Jones is a guy, I'll put a link to his channel. He hasn't done videos in several years, but he's a guy that is from here in Oklahoma, and I looked him up. I'm actually friends with him on Facebook several years ago. He was one of the first guys I actually subbed to, because, you know, from YouTube to Facebook, because you know, he's a very cool guy, but he's got, I mean, some of his skills are very primitive, Native American type of skills, and plant identification, I mean, just all kinds of stuff. Go check his videos out. His channel's still up, but he hasn't done videos in several years. I'm not sure why. I know he's still around because he likes my stuff on Facebook just like recently, so I know he's still around. He just doesn't do YouTube anymore, as far as I know. But he's a very cool guy, and but go check his channel. I think a lot of you guys that are bushcrafters and primitive skill stuff interest, you will really like what he has. You know, his name's Tim Jones. And then 10th spot. This was kind of tough because I got to thinking, it's like, you know what? I don't have anybody with any medical knowledge. You know, I mean, my wife's got some medical training and stuff like that. And but people on YouTube, I don't really have a whole lot of people with medical knowledge, you know. So I picked Huples cat. So you're tagged in this, Huples, and you know, got to have that crazy Canadian socialist up there. He's gonna, you know, if he was in our group, you know, he might get all the, you know, have to do all the free health care that he loves so much. So, and just playing with you, Hup. Love you, Hup. But he's got a vast amount of knowledge of medical and, you know, information like that, and how, and just, you know, I'm not sure how much surgical stuff he knows. He's been in it, around it, and been around it, and involved with it for a number of years. I mean, he's like looking to retire, so I mean, he's been doing it for quite a while. So he knows things. He's very smart guy, you know. So the medical part, you know, that's the only guy I can think of that would, you know, to cover that base, because I want a well-rounded, as much as I can, you know, base. Now, I think every one of these people that I listed have some type of another, or a medical training, you know, in the woods, you know, type of, you know, emergency situations and things like that. I think every one of them have that skill in them. And I'm thinking Huples cat for like extensive, you know, extensive medical care, you know, so, you know, much deeper than just, you know, wilderness medicine and things like that, talking like surgery and stuff, you know. So, but I also think every one of these people on this list have a broad base of skills that's got to do beside, because, you know, I picked, you know, a few of those guys though for their military backgrounds, their training, their gun, you know, their tactics, their ideas, their thoughts on that. And then like some of these other guys, you know, like Matt and from Hat Bushcraft, I think he's got some martial arts skills, and I think he's a black belt, actually teaches that stuff on the side too as well. And so I think a lot of these people have cross skills, you know, whether it be firearms, whether it be medical knowledge, whether it be gardening and growing food, and hunting and procuring food and storing food and all that stuff. I think it's a broad base, you know, list of variety of skills that they, you know, because a lot of their channels focus on a lot of certain, you know, things, but they also have branched off with a little bits of here and there. So I think, you know, every one of them have a broad sense of skills. Trent from Panhandle Preparedness, the guy's always thinking outside the box, you know. I mean, he's got a lot, you know. And like Dave, you know, from Really Big Monkey 1, I think that he has, you know, the guy is always thinking outside the box. The guy comes up with all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, it's just amazing some of the things that he thinks about. It must be on his mind 24/7. You know, he's a genius, really, a mad genius. Garret Outdoors, you know, I really think that he's got a lot of skills that he can bring to the table as well. You know, just a broad amount of information that he can do, because he's got a lot of, you know, ideas and things too that are, and, you know, all of these guys, I believe, also, you know, are firearm, you know, capable, love firearms and things, because I do think that's an important part of this. And you know, that's my list, and I'm going to tag those. You tag every one of these guys. Now, I don't even think some of these guys are subscribed to me. I'm subscribed to them, have been for a while, and I enjoy their channels. And like I said, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Like I said, Johnny from Cheap Things Outdoors tagged me in this, and I thought, man, this would be a kind of a fun video. And you know, just, you know, got me to thinking, you know, about some stuff. It's like, if I could put a group together, and like I said, you know, this is, you know, everybody, I could, you know, I could pick 50 people, you know, 50 people from my list easily that I would want in this group. Because one of the other things I think about my list too, though, is I think that pretty much everybody on here, just from what you get from their personalities on YouTube, because a lot of times people come through and it's just, they're them, they're who they are, and they're just doing their thing. And I think a lot of the mindsets of all these people, you know, are along the lines of what I think. I think of all this kind of stuff. You know, I have a broad, you know, where it comes from, the firearms, where it comes from, the bushcraft, where it comes from, the survival, the prepping, and a lot of it, I agree with almost everything that all of these people say. It's the same kind of mindset, a lot of it, and I think that all these people on here, from what I can tell, you know, just from personalities that pop out through YouTube, is that I think that everybody in that group would probably get along. You know what I'm saying? So, and you need that, you know, so. And I think that everybody can learn from everybody, cross-train everybody that doesn't have some of those skills, things like that. That way everybody would be good. And I think that'd be a pretty good group, you know. It'd be a good extensive group for defense and even offense if you had to. And just survival skills, woods, gardening, hunting, all that stuff. So I think it would be just a good broad base. So anyway, that's my list, and I'll put those links down there. If you're not subscribed to any of those channels, go check them out. Very cool people, very good stuff, and I hope that you like. It was fun, you know. If you, like I said, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to, but I did, and it was pretty cool. Thanks, Johnny. Keep it heavy.